is it? You don't wake up every day with the Murphys?
I'm telling you, I'm in the back. I love that song, the Shipping Up to Boston.
It's a great song. Thank you for joining us.
My pleasure.
My job is done, I'm done. The Drunken Murphys, Tom Brady, I'm done. I don't have to do anything else. It's all good. Can you believe this guy is here? He's a good guy, he's a humble guy. So let me ask you some questions. So, there's a lot of things that you do in the community, there's a lot of things that you do on the football field. But I think one of the things that you are really famous for is your focus and preparation and how you view the competition. And it's hard for me to say this, but you've been doing this for a long time. How do you do it? How do you get up every day, you're so motivated, you're so focused on the competition? What is it that you do?
Yeah. It's a tough business, the NFL. It's a very competitive league. I know, hopefully a lot of you guys watched the Super Bowl. There wasn't much margin of error in that game. And the competition's tough. And I think every year you set out with the mindset, you set out with a great attitude. I've been very fortunate to play on the same team my entire career. And I think we've got a great culture of winning. Coach Belichick says it all the time, do your job.
It works for him, sometimes it doesn't work for my team.
I know, my kids, when I tell them that, they don't believe anything. So when we say that to our teammates, what we mean is, when you're the quarterback, just play quarterback and do a good job of it. And don't worry about playing guard, don't worry about blocking the D lineman, don't worry about getting open on the Richard Sherman, just worry about playing quarterback. And you rely on the other guys to do their job. And that frees you up mentally to be 100% focused on what you need to do. And that's the key for us to win. You can show up every day to work knowing that you got to put 100% of effort into your job. Don't worry about anyone else. And block out all the other crap. Just focus on what we need to do. And as you go through the course of the season, those things get reinforced about, we get to go out and play and win, which is ultimately the test of what our business is all about. You got one day a week to be at your best, and that's when everyone needs to do their job their best. So we're fortunate enough to close it out this year for the first time in 10 years, and it was a great feeling. I think.
A lot of it is preparation. You just said focus is huge, and teamwork. You and I were talking backstage about the importance of team. You had some interesting philosophy about family and teamwork and stuff, but it is about the individual part, but it's also about the teamwork. So, you have a philosophy on teamwork that you probably should share with these folks.
Absolutely. It's all about the team, and for us, our team is based around 53 players, coaches, practice squad, injured. You have video support staff, you have your IT team, you have the all different parts of the organization that need to fill out our group and our team. And I think that's what makes our, when you do win and you accomplish that ultimate goal, winning the Super Bowl, you can celebrate it with so many people. And I was never one for individual sports. It was always nice to have great teammates, because if I was just a little inaccurate in my past, I was like Randy Moss that could grab it and make me look good. So not every pass is perfect, not every block is perfect, but ultimately everybody has to try to fill each other's job out. And if you're slightly off, you got someone that picks you up. If the offense doesn't have a great day, the defense better have a great day. So that's about complimenting one another, and it's about a belief in one another, trusting one another that you're going to go out there and you're going to give it all you got to hopefully accomplish, in our business, winning games.
So playing quarterback in the NFL has got to be one of the hardest jobs in the world. I'm sure there's some great stuff. I'm sure it's not completely bad. Right, exactly. I think that's probably accurate. So, but leadership. You have great leadership. You hear people talk about the leadership skills that you bring to the table. You get rookies coming in from the NFL. You got to teach them things. Sometimes you have to probably pull a teammate aside and say, hey, here's the things we need to do differently. Talk about the importance of leadership.
Well, for my position, it's changed and evolved over the years. Like I said, I've been with the same team for my entire career. I've seen a lot of players come and go. I think it's one thing to talk all day long about what you need other guys to do and the way they need to perform, and it's a whole other thing to show them. And I think what I've always felt is I can't ever ask anyone to do something that I wouldn't do. So I got to be the one to set the example every single day. And I want to earn the trust and the respect of my teammates every day. I want to do it going forward. I want to do it next year. No one cares what happened last year. I hate at this point, our team has moved on, and we're still celebrating. We still have some great things that we get to do. We got a ring ceremony, and we got some other fun things planned. But for the most part, we're getting prepared for the next season because so is the competition. And in a business like ours, where it's as competitive, every day counts. So, the leadership is so important to our team. We have a great group of veteran players that shows the way to the younger players. But listen, the younger players are leaders too. We had an undrafted free agent make the play of the season. Right. If we had without him, we wouldn't have a 4 championships. So it's pretty sweet.
Just since you brought that up, the play before that, or a couple plays before that, when that long pass, and it was Curse who caught that pass. What were you thinking when you caught that?
I was watching up on the screens, kind of just like this, and they're real big screens there. And
my kids are watching, so we
I know exactly. The ball was thrown, and Malcolm made a great play to deflect it. And the guy went on his back, and I saw the ball kind of batted away. So I kind of turned my head, and then the guy got up and ran with the ball, and I said, "What the heck happened?" And they showed the replay. I couldn't believe it. So, unfortunately, our defense, really stepped up and made a play. They're on the 2-yard line, and not many teams could stop the best running back, and one of the best running backs in the NFL, one of the best running quarterbacks in the NFL from the 2-yard line. I'm ultimately glad they chose to throw the ball.
That's exactly right. You still had to make the play. So,
we love you, Tom.
They're like the monster seats up there.
That's where the 25-cent beer seats are. So, it's just like Finland. Anyway, you're actually pretty active with social media and technology, and so you use it every day. And we've seen some of the tweets. We won't go into that, but we've seen some of the tweets you've been sending out. How do you use social media every day? How do you use technology?
Yeah. It's a different world, and especially for professional athletes. And I think one thing that we really try to do, myself and my team, who handles a lot of some of the 2 guys that are most responsible are here with me today, who handle mostly Facebook, is what I involve myself in with social media. And we talked a lot of different ways about engaging the fans. And it is a great platform for athletes to be able to share things that you want to share, not necessarily what the media outlets want to always show. So I think it's been something that we really, that they've done a great job of really encouraging and pushing me, because in some ways I'm very protective of what I want to show people, because our life is not private so much anymore. Certainly when you're a public figure, you're always under scrutiny. So to volunteer information sometimes is a little bit scary for me, but I've also seen over the last year the kind of engagement that we've had, and how many fans enjoy seeing different parts of my life. And certainly my cliff jumping video was a real highlight. I would tell you, I was pretty scared. I was about 40 feet high, and my wife was there, and she said, "Are you going to do it?" I said, "I think so." And then my son was there too. So sometimes in life, impressing a girl is still one of the best things. I was pretty scared. I don't think I was as scared as Mr. Kraft when he saw it. I was pretty scared.
Yeah, you probably want to avoid the social media on that one next time. I think you got us all scared.
I thought I was safe.
So you, so Brady, by the way. So you grew up in the Bay Area. SalesForce was born in the Bay Area, but now you're here in New England. So how do these fans? What's it like playing for these New England fans?
Well, with all respect to the Bay Area fans, there's no better place to play than in Boston.
Woo! There you go.
We have a sports culture here, and when I got here, it very much was a Red Sox town. They really dominated the headlines, and we were fortunate to win in 2001 and really get people interested in football again, and had such a great run over the last 15 years. I think it's we get so much support in the community. Everywhere we go, they're so pumped up. The parade, which was 2 months ago, we parked right underneath here. We boarded the duck boats.
Yep.
Underneath this convention center, and it gave me goosebumps driving in today, because man, it was a sweet feeling.
Yeah.
So being able to drive through the city and see the support of all the fans that we've had, all the supporters of Patriot football, and all the supporters of Boston. We've had so many great teams and events. The Boston Marathon, which is coming up, and there's no better event in the city than what the Boston Marathon is, and it takes on obviously a different meaning now at this point, and and I'll be out there supporting all those runners too, just because it brings our community together. So it's a great place to live. Obviously, it feels like family. This is where my kids were born. This is where they'll be raised, and I'll be a lifer here for a long time.